Hey everybody, welcome to PGA 2K23. We're going to do a pro lesson, talk about some of the swing controls and shots, course management, um, and just kind of have fun, talk our way through. This is an unpublished course, but it will be published shortly. Used it for a series of course design training videos. So here we have our golfer, and looking at the course, and right now we're looking and say, oh, okay, looks like there's a landing area there. But always look to see, especially on par fours, is the green drivable? Here you can see it's for sure drivable. And we can see right now the wind is basically 0. The elevation, it is 6 feet downhill, so use that elevation change to adjust your distance. Here it's kind of minor. 6 feet downhill translates to 2 yards. 6 divided by 3 feet per yard is 2 yards. So, but at this distance, 270, plus or minus 2 yards, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to land it in that bunker because it would probably stay in the bunker. If I go long, that wouldn't be the worst thing. So we could try and drive it and put it about right here. See what we get. There's no trees in our way, really. So I would consider going for it here. And if we put a good swing on it, we get about the distance we want. We got a little hung up back there, but now we get to show a pitch shot. So we have a couple options here at this distance. We could do a chip. Normal would be too far. Pitch is going to be way too far. And even a flop shot is going to be too far. So we're relegated to the chip. I can change my shot selection type with left and right arrows. Up and down arrows go through my clubs. But I can always hit the right bumper and get back to the default recommended shot. So for here, I can see the green. The dots are kind of moving towards me, which means it's when the ball hits the green, it's going to be slightly rolling uphill to the cup, which for this I think I like. And then it's moving left to right. So we're going to want to aim a little bit to the left of the cup. And basically all of these shots around the green, figure out where would you want to land the ball so when it starts rolling, it sort of turns into a putt. And you want it to roll to the cup. So it's 11 yards to the hole. So I'm thinking I might want to land it around 6. Land it around 6 yards. Put a little bit of backspin, so I hold the left bumper and I move the right stick back. And because I don't want it to roll too far. And I want to land it around 5 or 6 yards. Now in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, I can see I'm on my lob wedge. I'm hitting a chip, but I only have 63 to 70%. So I'm going to average that out, say roughly somewhere around 67%, which would be 2/3, is the distance I'm going to get. So if I leave this at 6 yards, I'm probably only going to chip it about 4, 2/3 of that. But if I want to hit it 6 is 2/3 of 9. And a little backspin. It's downhill. Gonna give it a go. And even that rolled out more than I thought it would. So now we just have a putt. Now these markers, right to left, are moving pretty slow. And I think at that speed, I've got 3 squares. I'm in the middle of this first square. I've got to go 1, 2, 3 squares up. So I'm going to aim about right there. I like to take the flag out. So the square button removes the flag. I've seen way too many times people leave the flag in. They hit a decent putt and then it hits the flag but bounces out of the hole. So I always take the flag out. And center of the cup. So now here, again, no wind. I don't want to go in that water, so I'm going to have to aim down the edge of this fairway. And so if I hold the left bumper, I get my blue line. I'm playing on pro settings. Even in pro settings, you get the blue line. So if while you're holding that left bumper, you move the left stick left or right, you can control whether you hit a draw, which this would be a draw, or a fade. This would be a fade. If I was a left-handed golfer, that would be reversed. So I'm going to try and hit a little bit of a fade, try and keep it away from that water. Again, it's predicated on you hitting a good shot. See how that trajectory fades it away from the water, right into the middle of the fairway. That was exactly what I wanted to do. Now I can see, again, holding the left bumper, I get my trajectory line, but I also can see at the ground I have a little bit of a right to left lie. So that ball is going to come out and it's going to want to go a little bit to the left immediately. So just based on that, I'm going to aim to the right. Now I go down and look at the green. Well, this 5-iron's not going to get there. 4-iron looks like might get there. I'm going to pull the right stick back a little bit. I'm aiming a little bit to the right. And if any luck, this will be on line. Oh, went in the bunker. Now you can see a bunker shot though. That's perfect. Again, look at my line, hit the triangle so I can kind of view the hole. Look at my percentage in the upper right-hand corner. I'm only going to get about 70% of this, so it's a short shot. So what I want to do though out of the bunker, and I do this almost all the time, hold the left bumper, and then I get the right-hand side on the bottom of the screen. I've got a couple things. I got the left stick to pull back, and I've got the right stick to pull back. So I want to get maximum loft and maximum backspin if I can out of this bunker because I don't want it rolling all over the place. And I'm only going to get 2/3. So I'm probably going to go about right here, use that 2/3 to be short of the hole. It's uphill. Now I look at my feet and where the ball is, and it looks pretty level. If the ball was above my feet, then that would indicate it was going to come out to the left, so I'd have to aim right. If the ball was below my feet, that's an indication it would come out to the right, so I'd have to aim left. I'm going to plan on this being pretty straight. I can see the roll towards the cup is going left to right, so I'm going to put it right there. And we rolled it right up to it. Short putt in the cup. So now what do we have here? We've got a par 4. It's pretty straight down the middle. If there's no wind and there's no reason to change my trajectory left or right, then I'll just leave it pretty straight. Kind of look at where I want to go and then try and put a good swing on it. Pulled that one a little left, so I'm going to end up in the rough. I'm going to end up in the deep rough. So now we've got to, when you're in the rough, really the only difference is, one, you're not going to be able to spin the ball as much out of the light or heavy rough. You may not be able to spin it at all, actually. And then you have your percentages in the upper right-hand corner to deal with. Now I'm getting about 80% out of there. But I'm always looking at moving this around. It doesn't matter what club I have in my hand right now. I'm just looking at these yardages to figure out where do I want to land the ball. And here, I'd like to land the ball just past this bunker. If I could, right there. So it dies, hops on the green, and hopefully gets near the hole. But that's going to be tricky. My best bet actually might be to put it in this bunker. I'm going to go for here. 145. But I'm only getting 80% or so. So, do a little bit of math, roughly. Probably going to be about another 30 yards I want on this. So 175 seems like it would be a lot. But let's see what we have. 170, 181. We'll go 170. And we're going to aim a little bit to the right. Like I said, we might end up in that bunker, but that won't be the worst thing. And if I hold the left bumper, I can see at my feet the red lines indicating I'm really on a side hill lie. So we're going to aim to the right. Good swing on it. Let's see if we end up in that bunker. Yep. But that's not bad because we're really close. This should be an easy up and down. Left bumper, right and left stick all the way back. 80%. But here, see those lines? It's rolling away from me. So this ball's going to want to roll once it gets on the green. So I'm going to back this up. If I hit this around 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards, that might get to the green. But I can spin it here, so We're going to spin it. I'm happy with that. Right next to the cup. So, let's see. This is pretty straight. It put me on a pitch, if I look in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, because it's so short. It's putting me on a pitch. Now I want to backspin these a little bit. But I'm okay with hitting a pitch that distance. Put a good swing on it. It's going to go a little left. I was a little bit fast. But we're on the green. So now when I look at these lines, that's about as slow as they go. So I'm using a regular PlayStation controller on the swing stick. I'm not using the 3-click thing. So I would figure for that speed, for each square, I want to just tap the left stick 3 times. 1, 2, 3 for each square at that speed. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So if I tap it 15 times, or 3 for each square, if I want to reset, I just hit the right bumper and I reset. And it looks like it might be moving a little faster at the cup, so might give it a little bit more. And it's downhill, and it should already kind of adjust your standard distance for being downhill, because it shows I'm hitting it for about 15 feet, but the cup is 17 feet away. But I'm going to back it up to 14, maybe even to 14 feet, and aim a little bit more left, because I don't want to run this past the hole off the green. And I missed the putt, but I left a reasonable comeback putt. If I had left it at the distance that they asked for, or the default distance that came up, that ball might have run off the green. So now here's a tricky one. This is a decision. Par 4, I can definitely reach the green with my driver, but I got water behind the green, sand in front of the green, and it's downhill. So my 3-wood will carry 255, but it's downhill 17 feet, which is almost 6 yards, which would give me 261. So my 3-wood would carry about here, probably roll out, I'd be short. But I would like to hit my driver, have my driver land here, and hopefully roll through the bunker on the green. So if I want to land my driver, say, 277, and I know it's 6 yards down the hill, so I'd go 271. So whenever you're dealing with a backed off club, it's a little trickier because your backswing is shorter and all that, but we're going to give it a go. It's going a little left, but distance was okay. Got a little lucky I didn't go in the water. Heavy rough, again, you're not going to be able to spin the ball. I'm going to try a little bit, but you're not going to be able to spin the ball. You're only going to get 80% here, which is about 7 yards. And we'll go about here and see what we can do. And it came out a little fat. So now here we're going to putt again. Those are moving slow, so I'm going to go about 3 clicks for every square. And when I say 3 clicks, I'm using the swing stick. I'm just tapping the left stick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That's the first one. 1, 2, 3 for the second one. 1, 2, 3 for the third one. It is downhill, so we're gonna back it up a little bit more and aim a little bit left, but not much at all. It's a pretty straight putt. Hit it right on the nut. Oh, did you see that? It straightened out in the middle and it missed left. And then we weren't really paying attention, so we hit that one wide. So, but general rule of thumb, that's a good starting point for lining up your putts, is to figure 3 little bumps for every square when the lines are moving really slow. If they're moving a little faster, you're going to go to 6. If they're moving faster, you're going to go to 9. If they're moving really fast, you're going to go to 12. And that's a general rule that will get you pretty close. It's a general rule that will get you pretty close. So this one, I just took a flyer right at the green. Wanted to clear the sand trap. So here the putt's moving almost nothing at my feet. So I'll go 1 for the first square, maybe 1 for the second square, a couple for the third square, and a couple for the fourth square. This is going to be pretty close, I think. Dead center. Dead center. Here, just going to hit a little draw out there, but it's a pretty wide fairway, so we're not too concerned about missing the fairway. And here, just want to hit it straight. So here I've got it downhill. I need a little more distance, because if I go to my next club, then I got to back it up, and I don't really want to back it up. So, but if I go to this one, it's downhill. I can push the left stick forward a little bit to get some distance, and the right stick forward back to put a little bit of draw on it. I've got a little bit left to right at my feet, so I'm going to put a little draw on it and aim slightly left of the hole. There's a little draw slightly left of the hole. Got the distance right on. Again, these are moving pretty slow. So I take it from the ball to the cup, and I look 1 square at a time. And I go, okay, well, I'm going to go about 3 bumps for the first square, 4 bumps for the second square, and 3 for the third square. And we get it. So, I mean, I'll do that, but then I'll also eyeball it just to see, does that look reasonable that ball's going to move that much? Now, this hole's a little deceiving because that looks like it's supposed to hit to that fairway, but the hole is actually over here. Not sure why it's doing that, but it is. And we're downhill. So, no, there's a big frickin' tree in the way. That's why. I've got to go around this tree. All right, so we need a pretty significant curve around this tree. So I hold the left bumper in, and I take the left stick, and I move that pretty far to the right so I can go curving around this tree. I want to come in, and I'm going to be coming in from like this angle, so I want to put it right about there. And if I hit this right, we might actually get around the tree and get towards the hole. Not bad. Gives me a putt at it anyway. And then from the ball to the hole, I'm looking at those lines for each square. I'm like, okay, I might go a couple of clicks for the first square. Second square is kind of nothing. Third square, maybe 1 or 2 for the rest of those squares. And then it's back to the left to right at the hole, so I'll move back the other way. And it's all uphill, so we're going to hit this pretty much full speed. Oh, and that last left to right at the end pushed it. All right, so here we go. Long par 4. Take the driver. If we can put it between those bunkers, we have a chance to get this on the green. But we hit it slow. So we're probably going to be playing from the light rough. So from the light rough, again, we're not going to be able to spin it. We're getting a little over 90%. So at this distance, 10% of this distance would be 6 yards. So probably only talking about 4 yards. But we're getting almost 4 yards because of that 11 feet elevation drop. So I'm going to try and put some backspin on it and leave it right here because it's going to roll out towards the hole. Roll out towards the hole. Hit that a little fast, but we caught the edge of the green. So now we're chipping. We could putt this. Obviously, we could putt it, but we're probably going to chip it though. 99%. Don't really have to worry about that too much. Little backspin, but I only want to go to about here. I don't want full power on this chip. Get in there. And on these short putts, usually on the short putts, I'll hit it a little bit past the white line just to take out some of the break to it. All right, so I can't clear the water. So we're definitely going to have to lay up a 3-wood here, probably put me into the water. So we'll go with a 3-iron. Get to the top of the hill, maybe down the hill. Perfect. Perfect. Now, let's see, can we reach the green? Sure can. Uphill, though. So we're uphill 5 yards. So we're going to go from, what do you want? One more club. 193, uphill 5 yards. Don't think those trees are in the way. But we'll play a slight fade around them anyway. A little too hot. Got into the bunker. So now we have a short bunker shot. It's uphill. So what do? Left bumper sticks all the way back. I'm going to get about 70% of this. So if I hit this 10 yards, I'm only going to go about 7. But the flag is only 8, so I'm going to go here. Should be able to spin this pretty good out of the bunker. Stopped it short. There we go. Now this is a decision. This is a narrow little spot to hit to. But we're going for it. We're going for it. Oh, there's water. We ended up in the water. Where is it going to drop me at? Way over there. Why over there? That's... well, we're going to take it because we don't want to go all the way back to the tee. That's too far. And we'll just play it to the next little fairway spot here. All right, we caught the light rough. Not much, it's only 90%. Should be able to get this on the green. Not bad. Not bad. So here's a good one. So let's see, for the first square, probably go about 5. Maybe 5 for the next one, 5 for the last one, and then another couple because we're there. It is downhill, so I'm backing it up and go to the left a little. Hit it. I hit it too hard. I went. If I'd hit that right on the square that I wanted, then it probably would have been in the cup. All right. Uphill driver. Definitely going to go for this one. Definitely going for this one. All right, back of the green. We'll take that little chip. So, and just like we can put backspin on, we can put forward spin on this. If I wanted to, I could run it. But since it's running away from me, I want the backspin. And we'll take that. Always look at them as if it's a long putt. Where do I want the ball to land? So when it starts rolling, what's my putt line? What would my putt line be? That's a really good way to look at it. And we're striking our drives pretty well. All right, so we have a long fairway shot. 3 feet, that's only 1 yard, no big deal. So it's a pitch at 110. So it's always worthwhile looking. What would a normal shot be at that distance? I could hit a normal sandwich or I could have a pitch. I typically will go for the normal shots, full backswing, good timing feel for it. I'll generally go for those over the pitch if I have an option. So here we'll go about 6 up the hill, hit it a little firm, meaning a little bit past the white line. Takes a little bit of the break out of the putt. All right, so this is 132. We got 125. We're going to get 3 to 4 yards. So we get to about 127. That might not be enough for it to roll to the hole. So here we have this. So this would be a time to look. Do I have a pitch that would give me a better distance? So I have a normal gap wedge. So here, I think we're going to hit this, but we're going to push it forward a little bit. Gap wedge, normal, give me 3 yards. Put some backspin on it. Try and get this one right on the cup. Right on the cup would be our goal. That's pretty much right on the cup. All right, so now he's moving a little faster left to right, so I'll probably go with about 6 bumps for the first square, 6-9 for the second, and then a couple more. Still looks like it's breaking much, so I'm going to go about here. And it was just a little too much. They're a little tricky. And then coming back, we hit it firm, get it right in the cup. Nothing too tricky on this hole, but you have to hit the you have to hit the fairway. So now I could choose a drop, but if I hit the right bumper, it takes me back to my previous spot, and we will just re-tee it from there and put it in the fairway. Now we have a tree to contend with, but the trajectory says we can go over it, so we're not too worried about the tree. And we went over the tree and onto the green. No sweat. Now here we have a longer putt, but it's not moving too much. So at our feet, it's pretty stable. The first square, maybe give it a one push to the left, and then the next square is a push to the right. So that's pretty straight. Then it's straight for a whole bunch, and then right at the hole, there's a couple squares moving to the left. So we're going to rely that it does come back. And it didn't come back. Sometimes it doesn't. Left, firm, cup. Another drivable shot here. We're going for it. And we pulled it a little left, but it'll be safe. So now we've got 19 yards. Perfect. This is a good distance for a lob. If you have a lob wedge, flop shot backed up all the way, left and right stick all the way back, will give you about the 19 yards. I'm going to be about 2 yards short because of the elevation. So I'm going to go with this flop shot. So I definitely kind of got all of that one. So it's ended up rolling out. But I find the flop shot around the green is a good option. If you get used to it, you practice it. The flop shot around the green allows you to stop the ball. And you can get some really close. Whereas pitching and chipping, you have to rely on a lot of the rollout to get you near the hole, and that can be unpredictable. So here's a simple pitch, a little bit of backspin. It's going to roll out a little bit, but that's not bad. And this is a pretty straight putt. So overall, not too bad. Here we have an option to go for it. Usually take those options when presented with chances to go for it. Even if you end up over here, closer to the hole, a lot of times is better than further away. There's a pitch up the hill. That's 3 yards I'm going to lose, plus 95. Got a really good lie, 95%. So we're going to take it from here. We're going to aim a little bit left. Get it up there. Hopefully it'll release. And finally a little chip at the last. So here at that speed, about 3 bumps for the first square, 3 bumps for the second square, and then just 1 or 2 for the last one. Center of the cup. So we shot total 5 under. A lot of instructive shots because we were in the rough, we were in sand, we were taking drops. All in all, hopefully you got some good tips about shot selection and course management out of that one. Let me know what you think, and see you in the next video.